Hi everyone, my name is Faith. I'm doing this video because I feel like I should highlight my book which I wrote called Tips for Young Women Before Settling Down. This book, I see it as a manual that every lady needs, especially young women before settling down, newlyweds, or even women who have been in a relationship before or married before and maybe they are looking to move on again. I think it's very helpful in reminding us the steps to do for ourselves. I found the book very helpful. So the point I wanted to highlight is that I see a lot of weddings, which is a good thing. A lot of weddings happening, especially I come from Zimbabwe. There's a lot of people getting married, but as much as we see people getting married, and I see a lot of divorces, like people getting married, spending a lot of money doing big weddings, and then boom, 2 years later the marriage has crashed or something has happened. So I ask myself, what is causing all these problems? Because the time that you're getting married, you're celebrating, is there online, it looks so nice, and then the time people break up is like it's hard, for them. They start to act in a certain way, and then you start seeing comments that, oh, they're no longer together, the marriage is broken down, this and that. So my point is, young women, I know that in our culture as Black Africans, there's a certain age, maybe when you get to 25, I can say at the moment it's even better now than when I was at that age. You start to feel the pressure that you should settle down and get married, that kind of thing. So that pressure can get to us to the point that whenever any guy asks you out, you just already see them as the one. So just because already in your mind you're thinking this is settling down time now, this guy has to be the one, by fire by force, he has to be the one. So I just want to remind young women that please take your time, make sure that you get to know someone at least for 6 months, get to understand his character, know how he lives his life, how he manages his finances, meet his family, just see how he treats people out there. Take your time, don't rush. I know that is so sweet at the first days, and I encourage people to get my book, to purchase my book. It will give you more tips. So these tips are very helpful, just to remind us, to be watchful, don't ignore certain signs and think that, oh, we'll see later when you get married, or we'll polish them off when you get married. There's nothing as hard as changing someone, especially men. It's hard unless they want to change themselves. If you see certain behaviors and you think, oh, we'll manage when we get home, when we live together, I'll try to polish them. This is a problem. When you get married and you want to try to change that man, it will seem as if you are controlling him. And then it creates tension, creates problems in your marriage. So I think you need to, if you need to polish up things, you rather try before settling down. Don't use marriage to think that you can change someone or try to control someone's life. It doesn't work. Even you yourself, you wouldn't want someone telling you what to do just because you are married to them, controlling you. In the end, it will become like abuse. So I just want to remind ladies that don't ignore, take your time and be watchful. Especially family, it's very important that you understand his family, because you don't want to come into that marriage and then problems start happening, and then of course you expect your man to take your side, but as time goes on, it depends as well how you're behaving. If you know that you're not doing anything wrong, you're not hurting anyone, you're respectful, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you're showing certain behaviors or behaving in a certain way that disturb that family that you found bonded, and you want to come in and you want that man to choose between you and his family, it's going to be a problem. You cannot win that fight. You cannot win that fight. They need their family support, they need their family blessings. So Yeah, I encourage that all these things you check them to make sure that all those things are polished. I know that there's nothing perfect. The relationship can't be perfect. Sometimes it's pretense. It's even better when it's pretense, because at least all of you just manage each other, even if they don't like you or if you don't like them. But there's some problems that they are really, really difficult to solve, when you're in the marriage, Yeah, so especially financial problems, family problems, behavior problems, certain behaviors that men do, especially if you're an introvert and he is an extrovert. He likes going out, he likes a social life, and you like being in the house, and you feel like you don't match that energy, don't match. It's a big problem, that one as well. So it's very important, to match, because what's gonna happen is that when he likes being social or talking to other people, likes chilling with other people, bringing people over to the house, and you don't like that, you get annoyed and start getting moody when visitors come, or his relatives come, or his family come, and you ignore them. You don't want to be bothered cooking for his family. But you had time to get to know this man. If you knew that you didn't like that kind of man, why did you settle with them? Why do you settle with that type of man? So that's why it's very important to settle with your type. There are some men who are introverts. So if you're an introvert, try to look for that kind of man as well, so that weekends you can be together, chilling together, watching movies, doing your own cozy things at home. But if you want to try to keep a social man in the house, it's going to be a problem. You cannot make him happy the whole time. There's no magic that you can do. There's no amount of sex or intimacy that can keep him happy if he's a social person. So it's very, very important, girls, to take your time and study your person. Know who you're settling with. Don't ever think that that certificate that you're given after the white wedding or the traditional marriage approval, families joining together, will solve your marriage. So it's very, very important for you the two people to understand each other. It's better to solve problems or to avoid this kind of things, because can you imagine if you ignore these things and then you get married, start having kids, and then after having two kids you realize that it's not working out at all. The house is unbearable now, the marriage is unbearable, and there's kids involved, the complications. So I encourage people to just take your time and learn from others, learn from us, your older sisters. I know that nowadays you girls, you're exposed. There's everything on social media now. There's information, there's AI. There's a lot of ways you can get advice, but I'll encourage you to really, really take your time, and don't think if someone advises you, they're trying to tell you what to do. Sometimes it's just people who've learned from their mistake. They don't want their loved ones to do the same mistakes they did. So I encourage you to get my book. It's on Amazon and Waterstones. There's a Kindle version if you are like that person who like to read online, and if you want a soft copy, it can be sent out to you. It's available in UK, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Yeah, okay. All right. Bye.